welcome to Anthony Martinez reports on this beautiful Monday night. It's 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time right here in California. And let's get over to our top headline for this June 26, 2023. Tucker Carlson and Fox News. Fox News tapes Jesse Walters to take over the hour that was Tucker Carlson before he was kicked out of Fox News. The Titan sub, the 19-year-old who died on the Titanic sub, brought a Rubik's Cube with him to break a world record. Hey, I'm Anthony and welcome to Anthony Martinez Reports. Let's head on over with what we're learning so far is Jesse Walters, a Fox News host who rose from a production assistant to one of the traditional cable network's biggest stars, will be taking over the 8 p.m. programming, which was Tucker Carlson's before he was fired and now has been a vacant slot, the company announced Monday. In a statement, Fox News said Sean Hannity's broadcast will remain in the normal 9 p.m. slot, and Greg's will move on to 10 p.m. while Laura's Hour will kick off the prime time programming at 7 p.m. Jesse is currently the host of his own show, Jesse Walters Prime Time, which airs at 7 p.m. He is also the regular panelist for The Five, one of the network's most popular programs that was after Carlson. Fox News said on April 24th that they were going to be parting ways. This was such breaking news because it's the parting ways of Tucker Carlson and Fox News. I mean, Tucker Carlson's show was one of the biggest show on that network. To just all of a sudden have that news break of, oh wait, why is Fox News parting ways with Tucker Carlson? Because this wasn't a Tucker Carlson wanted to leave moment. It was a Fox News pushing him out. And well, now we're seeing, I mean, there's other popular hosts, of course, but Tucker Carlson was one of them. And now Jesse will be replacing the vacant slot of that hour where Tucker Carlson tonight used to be at. Also, Tucker Carlson, of course, when he left Twitter, he left Fox and started his own show on Twitter. And now to Sulman Dawood, the 19-year-old who died in the submarine visiting the Titanic, had brought a Rubik's Cube. Why is that important? Because in the journey to go see the Titanic underwater, wanted to break a world record, his mother said in an interview. The teenager had applied for the Guinness World Record ahead of the mission to see the Titanic wreckage. He had been so excited to try to solve the puzzle deep in the North Atlantic. His father had brought a camera along to document the record-breaking moment, she said. The mother also said that Dawood loved solving puzzles and always carried a Rubik's Cube with him, shocking those around him. His ability to solve the Rubik's Cube in just under 12 seconds. Until now, 2 people are dead and more than a dozen are injured after a gunfire and vehicle hitting fleeing in a Michigan party over the weekend, police say. As police were about to break up an outdoor party just after midnight on Saturday, gunfire broke out with indications that multiple shooters were involved in the situation, Michigan State Police stated. The people who died have not been publicly identified, but they were described as a 19-year-old man and a 51-year-old man. At least 13 others were injured in the attack, but it wasn't clear which victims were struck by gunfire and which were hit by a vehicle as they fled the scene. The violence remains under investigation as of Sunday. And flights to D.C. able to resume to normal operations after being hit with a delay Sunday after the FAA ordered a ground stop due to issues with the communication system at the air traffic control facility in Virginia. It was not exactly clear what was the issue and what had happened with the communication system. The FAA announced about an hour after pausing the flights to DC area airports that it had resumed and will resume with its normal operations after its repairs with the communication power panel. And you're watching Anthony Martinez Reports right here on RightNow News. More news ahead, but we'll be right back. Welcome back. The shooter accused of killing 5 people and injuring 17 others at a gay nightclub in Colorado Springs have pled guilty on Monday to charges that will ensure a sentence of life in prison. Anthony Lee, 23, who identifies as non-binary, allegedly walked into the popular Club Q on November 19, 2022 and opened fire. The shooter is charged with 323 criminal counts, including first degree of murder, attempted first degree murder, first and second degree assault, and motivated crimes. The hearing should close the chapter on one of the worst mass killings in Colorado history. On the night of the shooting, the shooter first entered the club around 10:15 before walking back into the parking lot, and then re-entering shortly before midnight wearing a vest and carrying a AR-15 style assault rifle and allegedly carrying out the attack. The shooter was tackled and disarmed by people inside the club before being taken into custody by authorities. The victims were between the ages of 22 and 40. In interviews, people who survived the shooting described the terror as they felt when the suspect started to fire the bullets around inside the club. And now one person was killed and several others injured when a roller coaster derailed in Stockholm on Sunday. Park officials told the public broadcasting SVT that one of the carriages on the Jetline roller coaster derailed and people fell on the ground. That ended up killing one person. Police say 7 people, both children and adults, were hospitalized. The amusement park was evacuated after the incident as rescue crews helped figure out the situation. Let me tell you, that's why I don't. Just a quick one-on-one. If you don't like roller coasters, I bet this is one of the reasons why, because I understand you. I'm not a big fan of roller coasters, and yeah, that's one of the things that crosses my mind. What if we fall off, or what if the roller coaster derails? And like, hearing these stories even makes it worse of me wanting to ever get on a roller coaster again. So there's a comment. I bet some of you feel the same way. I know there's people who are very brave about it, that are very risk takers, but that's personally not me. And now 2 Nevada residents they have been sharing frightful videos on TikTok and all over social media. I mean, I bet you already heard about this. The crickets that have just invaded Arizona. They're all over driveways, backyards. The giant bugs, which don't directly harm humans, of course, have just blanketed it. It has like covered the roads and stunk up, and it smells so bad around towns and really across the whole state. Families have found themselves unable to enter their homes because of how many crickets are like surrounding them and are on the walls climbing. It's just crazy. Also, the crickets do pose a safety hazard on the road. Outbreaks of the crickets typically last 4 to 6 years before. And before 2019, Nevada went through more than a decade without seeing crickets. Though the bugs don't intentionally go after humans, their slippery remains have caused a number of car accidents. They could also stain property and cause crop damages, but for many, just having to look at them is enough in a fear. It's disgusting. I mean, if I was in Nevada, if I was in Arizona, and I was just seeing piles of crickets and crickets just everywhere, I don't know what I would do. It's just very disgusting. Disgusting. I can't really put it in so many words or even have words for it of how disgusting that has to be. I mean, I've seen clips of interviews not only on TikTok but on YouTube, and it's just falling and falling. I'm like, if I have to come from somewhere, I'm immediately getting in the shower, and that's the last thing. I'm not going outside ever again until they're all gone. And you can't even kill them, because when you kill them, it attracts even more crickets. Because if you didn't know this, crickets eat dead crickets. They eat their siblings, I guess. So it's like killing them won't do anything, and would just attract more. And leaving them, they're just there. They're not gonna move really. They're just hopping around, and I'm like, that's disgusting. I don't know. I don't know how you would handle that. But coming up, Jennifer Lawrence sobs her way through the hot ones. She during the spicy wing challenge, she's crying up and couldn't handle the spice, but went through all the wings. We'll be right back.
I'm okay, but I'm going into this very humble.
Smart, smart.
I mean, I don't think I have that high of a pain tolerance.
And Jennifer Lawrence, welcome back. Jennifer Lawrence sobs her way through the Hot One Spicy Wing Challenge, but first, a man named Michael made a very big, costly mistake that, well, ended up benefiting the charity on the GoFundMe in a very surprising way. He intended to donate $150, but accidentally ended up typing an extra two digits that ended up donating $15,000 with $41. He panicked and called GoFundMe customer support and was assured that he would receive his refund, because that's a very big number, from 150 to 15,000. That's a lot of money. However, before he could explain the situation to the charity organization, he received numerous Facebook notifications from a man thanking him for the generous donation and sharing videos and photos of the people he helped. After his original donation, he was refunded, and Michael decided to donate $1,500 out of guilt for the chaos he had caused by mistake. He considered the entire experience a win-win, since he helped a worthy cause and gained a funny story. The story gained popularity when Michael shared it on Reddit, and people were moved by it. They donated money to the charity and to the fundraiser, and well, the fundraiser has been getting a lot of help ever since the story. And the story even went further on the popular YouTube channel Smosh, where even further donations came in. So really, to say this mistake and putting it on the internet helped, as not only not Michael couldn't give $15,000 away to the charity, at least as a community on the internet, it helped towards the goal. So it seems like about 2,800 new donors since the event has helped the charity gain more resources than ever before. The impact has been great. They were considering to cancel programs after they were struggling financially, but now with the help, they're able to keep it going for their communities. And now let's head on over with Jennifer Lawrence sobs. I mean, if you're on the hot ones, I don't know, depending who you are, I don't know if you could handle the spice, but Jennifer Lawrence made her way through the hot ones, and also a part of that show ended up now becoming a internet viral sensation. Take a look. Jennifer Lawrence has the most relatable reaction to eating spicy chicken wings. Jennifer made her Hot Ones debut less than a week after the premiere of her new comedy No Hard Feelings. She set an expectation with the host Sean Evans before they began the interview.
I'm okay, but I'm going into this very humble.
Smart, smart.
I mean, I don't think I have that high of a pain tolerance.
As it turns out, Jennifer was correct in her assumption. After taking a singular bite of the eight wing, she immediately looked shocked. In true Jennifer fashion, her shock turned into concern as she began waving at her mouth and tearing up while in pain.
Oh my god, I'm dying!
I know.
Oh my god!
She kept crying as the eighth wing, continued to get to her. Evans attempted to coach the actor through the moment, letting her know that the sauce was the hottest, most disgusting hot sauce in the world. By the final and hottest wing rolled around what is the sauce called the last dab, named after the long-standing tradition of adding an extra drop of hot sauce on the already coated wing. Jennifer became suspicious of Evans after she asked if the final wing was as spicy as the rest. The Hot Ones host started shaking the sauce bottle.
What do you mean? What do you mean by shaking it? What are you doing? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean?
In a turn of events, after taking the first bite of the wing, Jennifer laughed as she told Evans, I actually feel better wearing a mind trick. Fans applauded Jennifer for how she handled the hot wings in the comment section. Really, I did really love watching that episode, but also I would agree with Jennifer when you're all spiced up and Sean starts shaking the bottle and you're like, what is that gonna do? Is like supposed to activate more heat or like what is happening? But it was a very funny show to watch. I mean, it's not only that episode but so many others. The questions are great. The show overall is amazing. So if you haven't checked it out, it's Hot Ones on First We Feast on YouTube.com. And that's all the time we have for you today. That's all what we have. We have an exciting announcement to make that our show is now available as a podcast. You can find it on Audio Lee's podcast, which is our sister brand. You can find it on Apple, not Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, excuse me, Spotify Podcast, iHeart Podcast, and Google Podcast. So we are hope to even push it further to other podcast platforms. So for now, they're on the what we consider main podcast. We hope you. If you don't get to watch our other shows, you can at least listen to them on the go or while cleaning or whatever you're doing. But you can also catch us on YouTube, Roku, and many other platforms for not only the previous shows but interviews and more. So, thank you for watching. I'm Anthony Martinez, and I'll see you on Wednesday.